Today I will use watercolors and an embossing folder to transform a messy watercolor panel into a misty winter forest scene. Stay tuned. Hi there everyone, welcome to Creative Coloring with Iram. This video is part of an Altenew Educators video hop. This technique is so easy, you'll be inspired to use any watercolor panels you have saved and don't know what to do with. I will use the Pine Forest 3D embossing folder and the 5x7 cold press watercolor cardstock. When embossing, make sure the plate doesn't press all the way over the folder's edge. This can create an indentation on your panel. I will use the Artist Watercolor 24 pan set to color the panel, and I will use the fine mister to spray water over the pans to activate the pigment. Using a size 4 Altenew Artist watercolor brush, I will apply water to the area with trees and above that portion. I will start by adding the Starry Night watercolor pigment and spread it around that entire area. The first layer will be a color wash, so I have a layer of color on the panel. Then I will come back in again with concentrated pigment and add this to the tree section. This watercoloring doesn't have to be uniform. Just keep in mind that the trees section is going to be darker than the rest of the area, and then you are good. I will take the Cool Summer Night watercolor and apply it all around the edges on the topmost portion. You can bring it slightly downwards into the tree area to blend into the other blue. Also diffuse it inwards, but keep the center lighter. I will also spread the diluted blue pigment till the lower end of the panel so that it is not stark white. Then I will go in again and make the trees section darker by adding more of the Starry Night in a dabbing motion. Next, I will take diluted Rock Collection watercolor and add it to create my ground. You will need to add water to this according to how your watercolor scene looks. I am blending mine with the blue watercolor. I went back to work on the trees, and this time I added Green Meadows watercolor to some of the places. This will give a hint of green to the blue trees. Then I added concentrated Starry Night watercolor. It has started to look like a hot mess, but wait for it. Make sure to diffuse the watercolor into the sky, but don't overwork it. We don't want a super blended background because when it dries, it will create dried lines and that will look really cool. I will go back to the ground to add more pigment. The reason I keep skipping from one area to another is that I want one area to somewhat dry before I add more pigment to it. As I've mentioned several times before, dry the previous layer before adding more layers. The panel still has the shape of the embossed design even after adding so much paint and water. I will emboss this again so it's nice and textured, but before doing this, I'll dry the panel. Next, I will use the Jet Black Fresh Dye ink and a foam blending tool, then carefully go over the embossed areas. You can also start by using the Dark Night ink, but I skipped to Jet Black directly. Once you do this, you will see the shapes of the trees popping up, and they will become more visible and prominent. If you want this to be darker, try doing this with Obsidian pigment ink and make sure to heat set the panel. Once done, I will cut the panel to 4 inches wide and leave the length as is. After this, I will use the titanium white gouache and add splatters over the panel. You can also add splatters of sterling watercolor from the metallic watercolor 14 pan set. To finish, I will stamp the sentiment from the mistletoe wreath stamp in Obsidian pigment ink. I meant to share the tutorial for this card since I created the day scene using this embossing folder. It has been a while. You can create this day scene following the same tutorial. Just swap the colors used. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Please check the description for the next stop on the hop. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.
Hello there! Did that video just spark your creativity? And do you want more project ideas and inspiration videos too? Well, if you do, please make sure that you subscribe to the Altenew YouTube channel. Also, make sure that you do click that notification bell so you don't miss a video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye!